When we meet people that are looking into buying a home in the near future, the first thing that they have to face is their savings account and their credit score. We'll leave the credit for another day, but today I want to give you 5 great tips to help put you on a savings plan starting today. Saving money is important for when you're looking to buy a home because you're going to need money for a down payment and for closing costs. A down payment for a home can range anywhere between 3% of the purchase price all the way up to 20% or more. And when it comes to closing costs, they're usually about 1% of the purchase price. So if you do the math on a home that's about $500,000, you're going to need to save how much? So just to do the math for you, on a home that's $500,000, you will need approximately $25,000 for a down payment and $5,000 for closing costs. I know a lot of people are into those money saving apps where like you buy a latte and then like 15 cents will automatically go into your savings account. And although that may work for some, I think that the real saving begins when you start developing healthy money habits. So I was inspired by this recent article that I read by Dave Ramsey where he gave 20 practical money saving tips. Today I'm going to share 5 of those with you that I thought were pretty easy and practical to implement. So I hope that they're helpful and they put you on the right path to saving that money. So my first tip is going to be to work on paying off your debt. There is no bigger obstacle to saving money than having to pay your debt down. So I would employ what they call the snowball method, and that's where you choose the smallest account that you have to pay off first and work your way up toward the big ones. This will make it a lot faster, it'll be more gratifying because you'll get through smaller accounts quickly, and eventually you're going to be able to stockpile that cash. Tip number 2 is going to be to unsubscribe from any apps that you're not using, unsubscribe to emails from your favorite retailers, and number 3 is going to be to unsubscribe from memberships that you're not using, such as Netflix or the gym. When it comes to emails from your favorite retailers, you know there's nothing more tempting than seeing those gifts with the flash sale signs telling you that there's 70% store-wide sale. They're clickbait. You're gonna click on that, fill your shopping cart, and there goes your money. Recently, I've gone through all of my app subscriptions and I realized that I'd been paying for these apps that I'm no longer using that I downloaded a while back. A lot of them have an auto renew feature, so they're continually charging you every month even though you're not using them. Tip number 3 is not only going to be good for your savings account, but it's also going to be good for your health, and that is to pack your lunch. I know that packing your lunch to work takes some effort and it takes some planning, but it's really going to make the difference when it comes to your spending. I challenge you to look through your bank statement and see how much money you spend per day, per week, and per month on food, and you will be surprised. I know it's important to start small because if you take on too much too soon, it's going to be too difficult to do. So instead of just going from eating out every day during lunch to maybe just packing your lunch once or twice a week until it becomes a habit, you realize how easy it is to do and how much money it saves you, and then you'll be motivated to continue and maybe pack your lunch every day. Who knows? Tip number 4 is going to be to save automatically. This one is probably my favorite just because it's so passive and it's so easy to do. It's something that you just have to do once, set it, and then forget it. And that is to set up your bank account to automatically transfer money from your checking account to your savings account every single month. You can start out small because you don't want to see a huge dent in your checkings account, but over time that money is just going to continue building. Another thing you can do if you have direct deposit is to set up your direct deposit to have 10% of your paycheck go directly into your savings account. And this brings us to my last tip. Tip number 5. And this one hurt me, and it might hurt you too. And that is to spend less on coffee. I know, coffee is something that you feel we need to get through the day. But have you ever checked your bank statement or collected your receipts, added them up, and see how much money you're spending on lattes every day? It really does add up. I know this one is painful, but if you look at your bank account, you'll see that just one latte a day is around $5, and over time, that adds up very, very quickly. Just think of how much money you could save if you opted to make coffee at home, even if it's just a couple times a week. Purchasing a bag of local beans or at your local coffee shop and then just grinding them at home makes for great, great coffee, and it's something that you can carry in a travel mug with you to work or whenever you need your coffee buzz. All right, that was my top 5 tips for saving money. I hope they were helpful to you. It's really important to start out by creating a budget for yourself. Really analyze where your money is going day to day, every single month, and then determine where you can make cuts. It's gonna take time, but it's gonna be so much worth it in the end. Remember, it doesn't really matter how much money you make. It depends on how you spend it and how much of it you actually save. All right, guys, that was some of my favorite saving money tips. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that it was helpful. My next video is probably going to be related to credit and how to improve your credit score. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.